This is Janie Hines recording the Corn Maze and Intelligent Squirrels, Barty's 70th birthday party. Here is also a map of the Storyland. This is the Brian Stein's farm. This is Mushroom City as much as I've got of it. And Greenwood Forest. Crystal Valley. And Copper Crag. It is a sultry Tuesday in July. Mom and Dad are at work. I'm driving down a long, winding road with trees scattered along the side. I'm heading to visit my friend Suzette at her family's farm. They have a lot of things on the farm. They have horses, chickens, ducks, sheep, cattle, and fruits and vegetables. The most famous thing on their farm is their large corn maze. People from around the world have come to enjoy the maze. It is a special maze. Something very unusual happens when you go in there. I'm almost at Suzette's house, and she comes out to greet me. She takes me in to see her mom. "Mom, we're going to the maze and need to get going," says Suzette. "Okay. Do you want to take a basket of food?" asked Mrs. Breinstein. "Sounds like a good idea, Mom," said Suzette. Mrs. Breinstein, Suzette, and I worked together to make a basket full of food. I asked, "Why so much food? It's like we're going far away." Suzette commented, "Wait and see." I thanked Mrs. Breinstein. Then Suzette and I headed out to the corn maze. It seemed like a long way to the maze, but it really wasn't. When we arrived, Suzette asked if we had everything. We made sure we had not lost anything along the way. Everything was there. Suzette asked me if I was ready to go in. I told her I was. I was nervous because of the food preparation that went on and how strange Suzette had acted. I did not ask. I decided just to wait and see. We walked into the maze side by side. We followed the path around the first two corners of the maze. And all of a sudden, the corn walls disappeared and it looked like we were speeding through clouds. The wind was blowing my hair everywhere. It was scaring me. Suzette seemed to be handling it all very well. Finally, we stopped and landed in a very beautiful place. We were standing in front of a large fountain made from crystals, rubies, sapphires, and emeralds. While I was admiring the fountain, Suzette walked toward one of the houses and knocked on the door. The door opened and out came a tall, blonde, green-eyed, pointy-eared person. He and Suzette come walking over to me. I started backing away out of fear. Suzette says to me, "Don't worry, he won't hurt you. This is Barty, one of the elves here in Crystal Valley. He and I have become good friends. I picked today to come here because it is Barty's 70th birthday." "I'm glad to meet you, Barty," I said. "Happy birthday. My name is Janita." "Thank you, Janita, and welcome to Crystal Valley. I hope you will enjoy your time here. There is plenty to see that is different from your world," Suzette tells me. Suzette says, "Yes, there are many things and creatures here that we don't have in our world." Barty invites us in to prepare for the party. I motion for Suzette to come closer to me. "This place feels weird. Like I am dreaming. It can't be real." Suzette says, "Oh, but it is real. I come here a lot. I have been coming here for 5 years. Tonight at the party, you will get to meet many more of my friends. We both go into Barty's house. He is in his kitchen preparing a berry and nut salad. It has blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries, as well as almonds, cashews, and sunflower seeds. Barty made a creamy dressing for it. I don't know what the ingredients are. Suzette says, "That looks good." "Thank you. It is one of the favorite dishes around here. Folks tell me I never make enough. I made 3 large bowls of it this time." That should be enough, I would think, I said. "How many will be coming to the party?" "Probably about 100 between the elves, dwarves, gnomes, and squirrels." "Squirrels?" "Oh, yes. We can't leave out the squirrels. They would be mighty upset." "Okay. This should be interesting. Squirrels at a birthday party?" "These squirrels are not like the squirrels back home, Janita," chuckled Suzette. "They are intelligent squirrels." "We'll see about that," I snorted and walked away. Suzette and Barty continued to talk about the party while I go outside, mumbling to myself. What kind of place is this? Elves, dwarves, gnomes, and intelligent squirrels? I must be dreaming. I pinch myself to see if I'm awake. Ouch! Yes, I'm awake. I am awake. If I am awake, this must be a hallucination. Is Suzette a hallucination also? This is too much for me. I want to go back home. But how do I do that? Only Suzette knows the way back, and she won't leave now. I guess I will just have to see this through. Here comes Barty and Suzette. I had better calm down. I don't want to ruin this for Suzette. After all, she is my best friend. That is, if she is real. "Are you all right?" asked Suzette. "Just a bit overwhelmed. 100 creatures I have never seen before. I do not know what to think or do. What concerns me the most is the squirrels." "Why are you concerned about the squirrels?" asked Barty. "Because where we come from, they are wild and will bite. Sometimes they have a bad disease called rabies. If they bite us, we can get rabies and have to have shots in the stomach. These squirrels are mild-mannered and won't bite unless they are attacked or feel threatened. Why don't we go visit the squirrels before the party? That might change the way you feel about them." I'm not sure about all this. It just doesn't seem real. But I will go with you. "I assure you it is real," says Suzette. We walk down a path that looks like it was made from emeralds. "Is this path made from emeralds?" I ask. "Yes, it is," says both Barty and Suzette. Barty explains, "All of our paths are made from 4 gems of the fountain for a little way out of the valley. From there, they are sand." Where are we headed? Greenwood Forest, where the squirrels live. This can't be happening. Intelligent squirrels? I don't believe this. It just can't be real. "Just wait and see. Then you will believe," said Suzette. "You're not going to convince me that this is real. Neither of you." "Oh, I think we will," chuckled Suzette. We continue down the emerald path. Then, as Barty said it would, it turns to sand, and we head north. I can see the forest in the distance. It looks like it is a long way away. I take a deep breath and keep walking. It is amazing. I am not getting tired. I feel energized in this place. I don't understand this. After all this walking, I should be getting worn out, I say to myself. Barty, why am I not getting tired? By now, I should be worn out. It is the positive energies here that are supplied by the gems and trees, replies Barty. It feels wonderful. How far are we from the forest? About a mile. How far have we walked? 2 miles. Wow! I really should be tired by now. This is awesome. We finally get to the forest. Free Cracker meets us. Free Cracker is the leader of the squirrels. Greetings, Free Cracker, said Barty. This is Suzette and Janita. I know Suzette. Good to see you again. It has been a while. I am glad to meet you, Janita, Free Cracker says as he reaches out to shake my hand. I reluctantly shake his paw and say, Glad to meet you too, Free Cracker. You seem a bit unsure of this, by the sound of your voice. I am struggling to believe this is real, especially intelligent squirrels. I am sure we can make a believer out of you. We did, Suzette. She felt the same way you do when she first arrived. I asked Suzette. I am sure we can make a believer out of you. We did, Suzette. She felt the same way you did when she first arrived. Yes, I did. But they were all able to convince me it was real, replies Suzette. Why didn't you tell me? I don't know. I guess just wanted you to believe because you believe, not because I believe. Free Cracker breaks in. Why don't we go meet the others? It is getting close to time to leave for the party. Okay, I said. We head into the forest where the squirrels live. It's a beautiful place. Not normal holes in trees for homes. They have arch-shaped houses made of wood with circular-shaped doors, with flat bottoms. They have gardens with all kinds of beautiful flowers, including sunflowers. They have nut trees all around. Their paths are made of stone. This definitely shows intelligence, as does the fact that they talk. I find myself starting to believe, but still unsure. It will take a lot more to convince me. Free Cracker is leading us to the feast hall. It is made of wood with stone at the lower 2 feet. It is also arch-shaped, but the doors are rectangles. We all go in and find it decorated for the party. The feast hall is definitely big enough to hold all who are to be at the party. Decorations include gems from Crystal Valley, mushroom-shaped figurines from Mushroom City, chainmail string made from Copper Crag to hang the gems and mushroom figurines, and nuts from the trees of Greenwood Forest. There are silver and gold plates and silverware, as well as glass goblets. I'm amazed at all I see. I ask Free Cracker, did the squirrels do all the decorating or did the other creatures help? Free Cracker answers, the squirrels did it all. Wow, I exclaimed. They did a wonderful job. I am becoming more and more convinced as time went on, but still feel I am hallucinating. People who hallucinate feel and see some things as if it is real. I am still very unsure of all this, even Suzette. Creatures of all kinds soon are showing up. Barty introduces me to Gordon, the lead gnome of Mushroom City. Pleased to meet you, Gordon. I am Janita. Good to meet you also, Janita. The gnomes are really small. They don't even come up to my waist. They look somewhat like the pictures and statues I've seen back home. This is freaky. More gnomes keep coming in. I'm getting very overwhelmed. What am I going to do with so many creatures coming? I asked Suzette. Just be calm and try to relax, Suzette replies. Just then, there is another group of creatures coming in. Barty introduces me to Doran, the king of the dwarves. I curtsy and backed up a little bit from him before I rose. Doran nods his head in acknowledgement, moves on, followed by many other dwarves. Then Doran walks back towards me. I wonder what he wants. What is your name, young lady? Asked Doran. Janita, your majesty. I am sorry I was so rude to you and just walked on. I am not normally that way. I have a lot on my mind with this party. A 70th birthday is special. We still need to put decorations up outside. May we help? Broke in Suzette. Sure can, said Doran. We all hung chainmail strings, then hung gems, mushroom-shaped figurines, nuts, and other things. Queen Valina, Queen of the Elves, comes up to Barty and says, Happy birthday. Then she leads him to the table where the food is. Let us eat, she says. Barty first, of course, since this celebration is to honor his 70th birthday. Everyone is cheering, including me. Congratulations, Barty. Enjoy yourself tonight, I say. Thank you, Janita, smiles Barty. You are very welcome. The festivities lasted a long time. I asked Suzette what time it is and how much longer it will last. She says it is 2 a.m. and it will last all night long. If you are worn out, you can find a place to curl up and go to sleep. Where can I find a place here to sleep? There are plenty of lush, soft patches of grass between the trees. I decided that was a good idea and went to find a patch of soft grass and lay down. Before I know it, I am sound asleep. I slept so sound that I never heard anyone come around me. The squirrels walked around me to get to their homes. The elves, gnomes, and dwarves are laying all around me. Suzette curls up behind me. I wake up not sure what to do. How long have they been asleep? When will they wake up? Suzette yawned and whispered back, We have been asleep about 3 hours. We all started laying down shortly after you did. The rest should be waking up in about an hour or two. Why don't you try to get some more sleep? That sounds like a good idea. I laid back down and drifted in and out for a while, then fell asleep. I dreamed intensely of the activities that happened the day before. I wake up with Suzette calling my name. Janita, wake up, Suzette says in a sing-song tone. Okay, I'm awake. So are we, said almost all of the other creatures. Most everyone seemed to be hungover and miserable, yet they seemed to have had a great deal of fun the night before. I am still not sure it is real, and wonder what it will take to convince me. I want to believe it is real. It feels real, but my logical mind won't let me accept it. I am back to that reality when Barty says good morning, Janita. Did you sleep well? For the most part, yes. I am still having trouble believing this is real, though. I don't know what it will take for me to believe that it is. We will find a way to help you believe. It may take a couple more visits. Suzette took 4 visits before she truly believed. Be patient, Janita. Suzette is so at ease here. She acts like she lives here. This is like a second home to her. She has been coming here for 5 years, several times a week. Suzette tends to spend several days here, but in your world, it is only a few minutes. Oh, really? I was wondering about that. We have been here over a day, and I was concerned that Mrs. Bernstein would be worrying about us. Bernstein would be worrying about us. No, she knows about this place too. That is why she had you make up the basket of food. Our food is quite different from that in your world, and it is not always palatable to humans. Very true. There were quite a few foods I could not eat last night, so having the basket of food was a good thing. What are the plans for today? Marty sighed. First, we will clean up, then we will say goodbyes to all but the squirrels. When we are done, we will spend some time getting to know each other and the squirrels better. Well, that sounds great. I really like that idea. Getting to know your people and the squirrels might be a way to help me believe. Good, let's get started cleaning up this big mess. With everyone here to help, it won't take very long. We all cleaned up the mess from the party, and what a mess it was. It did not take very long, just as Barty said. When we were done, we said farewell to the creatures who were heading home. There were hugs, tears, and hand and paw shaking. I am still amazed at how close all the creatures are. Each group is so different a culture, yet they are quite so close to each other. After the dwarves and gnomes headed to their homes, we all gathered together in a large circle. Barty steps into the center and says, "We have a new human, Janita, in our presence today. This is her first time, and she is struggling to believe. I think it would be a good idea for the squirrels to tell their story of how they got here and how the changes came about that make them different than they were in her world." Free Cracker stepped into the center of the circle and called 2 other squirrels to join him. Queen Valina moved closer to the front of the circle. As she walked to the front, we all bowed. "Rise," she said. "You don't need to bow at this time." We rose but stayed standing until she found a spot and sat down. When we sat down, we gave Valina some space, not out of respect. She was not happy with that and asked, "Do I have something contagious? Please move in closer. This is not a formal gathering. Janita and Susan, come sit next to me. The rest of you gather around." Free Cracker waited until everyone was settled. Then he introduced the 2 squirrels he had called to join him. "This is Ratine, second in command, and this is Valexa. Volexa is my mate. We are about to have our 3rd dray. A dray is a litter of kits, baby squirrels." Valexa covers her face with her paws. "Dear, I did not mean to embarrass you, love," Ratine breaks in. "Let's get to our story. It will be dark before we finish at this rate." "You're right. We need to quit chit-chatting," replied Free Cracker. "I will let you begin, Ratine." Free Cracker and Alexa went and sat in the circle. Retine stood in the middle of the circle. It was easy to see he was quite nervous. He took a deep breath and began. Squirrels live in your world and have for many, many centuries. One day, 20 of us were hunting for nuts. We came upon a circle in the middle of a meadow. When we were all in the middle, the scenery about us began to whirl around and change. Next thing we knew, we were by the fountain in the Crystal Valley. We were all frightened, as we had no clue where we were. We looked around at all the beauty around us as a tall creature came out of one of the houses. It was Barty. He introduced himself and welcomed us to Crystal Valley. We chattered at him as we were not used to talking. All of us chattered at once and ran around in circles. I was the first one to try to use words. It was difficult, but Barty was patient and helped when he could to help me find the right words to use. I asked, "Where are we?" "You are in Crystal Valley. You can be your natural selves here." "You know? All creatures can talk and are intelligent enough to do many of the things humans do. That includes you. You just haven't used those skills in a very long time and have forgotten what you can do." Alexa chatters to me asking, "Can we stay here? This would be a great way to raise the kids." I repeated to Barty what she wanted to know. "Yes, m'lady. You may stay here as long as you wish. I know of a place that would be perfect for you to build your homes." "Build our homes?" another squirrel asked. "How can we build anything?" Queen Valina stepped in and told us, "You are capable of doing anything you want to. You can build, create, design, talk, all kinds of things. You just have to take small steps." I was talking, that was for certain. Therefore, what Her Majesty is saying is very possible, I thought to myself. Then I said in chatter what I had thought to the group. They did not seem convinced, or willing to give it a try. Try they did with much success. I worked with them first to talk. Most picked it up quickly. Our older squirrels found it hard, as they had a harder time learning new things. In time, even they were talking too. From there, we began learning how to use our paws to make things with twigs. Not real small ones at first. We also made things with clay as we got better with the twigs. We then were taken to the other areas to see the way things were set up with, both inside some homes and outside around the village. We even looked at the inside of Copper Crag. We went back to the forest and discussed ideas for designing our homes and setting up our village without too much damage to the forest. You can see the results of the decisions which were made. We have places for us to live and have gatherings, peaceful places to play for all ages, and still have forests to enjoy. We have planted nut trees from what we have brought with us and from those seedlings the elves gave us. We did not totally do all of this alone, but it was our choice how it was done. I told Freecracker thank you for sharing and giving a tour of their village, homes, and the forest. He was pleased that I had gotten so much out of the story. Do you believe now? Do you believe now? Asked Cracker. Everyone gathered close to hear my response, especially Barty and Queen Belina. How could I not believe? The village you've created is amazing. You talk, and very plainly at that. All of the squirrels do. We all began to say our goodbyes, with hugs, with hand and or paw shaking. Valaxina bought Suzette and I each a basket full of nuts and handmade trinkets. Thank you very much, we both said at the same time. We looked at each other with amazement, then turned and looked at Barty and Queen Belina. They just smiled at us. Then Barty said, "It is really time for us to be heading out. It will be getting late by the time we get to Crystal Valley." Belina shook her head in amazement, in agreement. We headed out the path, walking and talking about the party and the story until we came to the crossroad. We headed west toward Crystal Valley. Suzette asked me, "How are you feeling about all of this?" "Still confused, but believing for the most part." "What has you confused?" asked Barty. "This world is so peaceful. In our world there was quite a bit of violence, killing, stealing, and other things." Barty responded, "We have some crime here once in a while. The worst violence we have had is when there is a big disagreement between communities." "Really?" piped in Suzette. "In all the years I've been coming here, I have never seen any criminal action or heard of any." Barty told her, "We deal with our issues, then let it go." As we arrived at Crystal Valley, I said, "Wish we did that back home." "Speaking of home," says Suzette, "we should be heading home." "Not till you have eaten something," says Barty sternly. "Yes, Janita, he is right. I don't know about you, but after that walk I am hungry." I replied, "Now that you mention it, I am a little hungry." "Great," says Barty excitedly. "I saved a salad for us to eat when we got back. How does that sound?" We both said simultaneously, "Sounds good." We went to Barty's home, cleaned up a bit, then sat down and ate some salad. We had a cold blackberry tea to go with it. I ate and drank until I was stuffed. Everything was so good. We sat and relaxed for a couple of hours. Then Suzette decided we needed to get going. Barty walked with us towards the portal. We said our goodbyes and gave each other hugs. Barty asked me, "Will we see you again?" "Absolutely. This place is amazing and everyone is so friendly. What reason do I have to not come back?" "So you believe?" "Yes, I believe." Barty gives me another hug and says, "I knew you would." Suzette and I headed toward the portal, said goodbye to Barty, then stepped in. This time I knew what to expect. The clouds and wind speeding by me didn't scare me as much. Next things I knew we were back in the corn maze. That was awesome, yet a bit overwhelming. I enjoyed myself once I let go. Janita, how does it feel to have a place to escape the stress of this world? It feels great. You or Barty said no matter how long we were there, it would only have been about 10 minutes that we were gone from here. Looking at my watch, you are right. That is strange. As we were in Crystal... Shh! Dad doesn't know, interrupted Suzette. "Let's finish the maze, then we can talk about this later." "Okay." We went to the house as soon as we finished going through the maze. Mrs. Bernstein met us at the door. "Well, Janita, what do you think of your adventure?" Without hesitation, I said excitedly, "It was awesome. I met new creatures, including intelligent squirrels. I felt like I was hallucinating at first. I started believing when Freecracker told the story of how they got to Crystal Valley and how they got to where they are in building their village. Then I thought to myself, some dreams are real.